what you want, when you want it, where you want it. This is The Mesh.
This podcast is sponsored by Jackson Creative, a custom communication agency located in downtown Hickory, North Carolina, specializing in online content creation. To learn more, visit thejacksoncreative.com. Jackson Creative, we tell your story.
Welcome to the Street Circle Drive podcast here on The Mesh. Well, I am your host, Andrew Moose. Street Circle Drive is your Hickory-centric podcast for people who love Hickory. First, I would like to thank you guys for listening to the podcast. We couldn't do it without you, and we do sincerely appreciate it. So once you have finished this podcast, head over to themesh.tv and subscribe to all of our shows on our network, and you'll have them sent directly to your devices. Today, we have our second of two crossover episodes with the hosts from FootcandleFriedChickenSandwiches Films podcast, Alan Jackson and Chris Fry. What's happening, guys?
Hey, hello.
Our episode is slightly different today. The Street Circle Drive format usually goes something like this. We welcome everybody. We have a guest. We talk about some events. Then we do a restaurant review. Today we're doing it all at the same time. As you might be able to hear through the microphones. No worries. Okay, so most of you have probably caught wind of this social media war between the fried chicken franchises, correct? It is something to behold. I believe Popeyes went after Chick-fil-A, and something to the tune of people need to eat on Sundays too, or something
right.
to the effect.
Yes.
Okay, so
because Chick-fil-A, obviously, as everybody knows, is closed on Sundays.
It is closed on Sundays, right? So we took it upon ourselves today to go to 4 fast food fried chicken establishments. And we're going to get to the bottom of it. Which one is better?
So we broadened the search out. It's not just Popeye and Chick-fil-A anymore.
We wanted to give we're equal opportunity provider here.
Right.
We went and got fried chicken sandwiches from Popeyes, kind of.
Yeah.
Wendy's, Bojangles, and what was the fourth one? Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
Okay, so with those 4, we have come to the conclusion that they're all bad for us. Yeah. And that we are not exactly sure why Popeyes decided that they were going to go after Chick-fil-A on social media. I think Alan might have some sort of hypothesis on the situation.
Well, it's not a hypothesis on why you go after your competitor. That's pretty,
Right.
That's what everybody does. My thing is this whole... You got to wonder, okay, so the little background, Popeyes puts up a social media post going after Bojangles. Supposedly it creates a frenzy where all of a sudden now people go flocking to Popeyes to get their fried chicken sandwich because they think it's new and it's this competitor to Chick-fil-A. And the whole idea is that they run out. It becomes this mass, people are lining up outside of Popeyes. I mean, it's pretty easy to say in a marketing standpoint that if you want to manufacture some hype around a product, you get some photographs of people lining up around the building. You talk about how supplies are running short. Better go hurry up and get one while they're still out there. Uh-huh. And then you run out, which I'm sure they did, but you make sure people know, we sold out. I mean, you're going to have to come back next week to see if we have them or not. That's how you
choose your own chicken adventure there.
That is how you market.
Right.
And Popeyes just kind of hit the right moment. They hit the right buttons. They got some frenzy around it, and but to think that they didn't know that they were going to try to do this, I don't buy that.
Right. So they're causing their own mass hysteria.
I think what obviously was planned was for them to put up social media posts and to try to drive business, but I don't think in their wildest dreams they ever imagined they would actually sell out of a chicken sandwich. No, I mean, in the history of fast food, do you hear about do you hear about Wendy's selling out of Frosties or something? No, it doesn't. Or McDonald's running out of toys for Happy Meals, but not out of Happy Meals. That's insane.
I don't buy for a second that there's not a marketing team at Popeyes that's been planning for months that they're going to do this. And we're going to go mass hysteria on the chicken sandwich. Okay, the chicken sandwich is our thing. we're going to go after Chick-fil-A because Chick-fil-A's been getting all this press the last year or so about being the fastest growing and one of the biggest fast food places in the nation. Oh, yeah, Popeyes knew what they were doing. Now, did they know it was going to sell out? They hoped it was going to sell out. And maybe they were surprised that it actually did. Or did it? I don't know. I'm just saying, this is, everybody does this.
Well,
Everybody
we got it from the horse's mouth. If you call the horse's mouth the drive-through lady at Popeyes, is that close enough?
She has the beeline to the board of directors of Popeyes.
She's not like CEO, or she's not vice president of marketing or anything. Chris, could you pull up what she actually said to us about what caused the Popeyes chicken sandwich frenzy? So while Chris is doing that, I mean, initial reaction to all this food is one. We timed it pretty good. I thought we were going to get it all here. It's going to be cold, but we did okay with the timing. I'm still pretty convinced that Wendy's should just stay in their lane and not do chicken sandwiches.
I mean, to me, the taste test of the Wendy's chicken sandwich, it was what I remember going through the cafeteria line at my middle school on chicken sandwich day. Right. That's what this was. It's pretty terrible.
So with these four, I want to defend Wendy's a bit.
They need defending. They're not a multinational corporation that has a huge budget.
I don't think I was in charge of picking up the Wendy's. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and cop out to that. I think I went for the budget chicken sandwich. I did not get their high-end premium because I honestly thought we were going for the base level chicken sandwich. And that is Wendy's basest level chicken sandwich.
Right.
To call it a fried chicken sandwich is a real stretch of terminology. Mm-hmm. It's a breaded chicken sandwich, but that's about all you can say for it. So
for sure.
Listen, Wendy's, I know you got better chicken sandwiches, so I'm sorry. I think you're poorly represented in this context.
Alan's bad on that one, Wendy's.
So,
Chris, can you pull up what the Popeyes lady said to...
So there may be a little bit of head end on this clip, so Moose, you can talk over it as we get to the point where you actually got to ask her.
Right. So Chris and I go to the drive-through line. We're waiting. We wait a while for this chicken, by the way, and we finally get to the window, and this lady.
Hey, so I'm probably like the 100th person to ask you, right? About the chicken sandwiches.
Oh, it's okay.
So it was just like influx of people. Is that what it was? Just getting up?
No, we had them for a couple of months, and then it kind of just blew up on social media.
Oh yeah.
And then the vendors themselves ended up running out of product.
Oh, okay.
So we had to let the vendors build up some so we could actually get the product in the store to be able to sell it.
Gotcha.
Okay, so that's malarkey, right?
See, I think the hype and stuff. I honestly don't think they ever dreamed that they were going to run out. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know what you're saying. The fact that they did, that creates PR, and that's even better for them.
They were hoping they did, and they they were happy.
They did it right.
They're patting themselves on the back right now because Popeye. I haven't heard Popeye's restaurant mentioned.
Oh, neither have I.
Any conversation or online in a couple years.
Right.
So now that's what everybody's talking about.
Well, and I wasn't even aware.
Mission accomplished.
I wasn't really aware that they were still around. Mm-hmm. I kind of thought they had gone away. We only have one in this immediate area because when Moose had warned me that they might be sold out, I was in disbelief. I was like, really? And he said, yeah, you better check online. Sure enough, they said they were. We went ahead and got some chicken tenders, which we understand is not a good match for the sandwich competition we're doing, but at least we could at least try their chicken. And the lady did say, because we asked later, we said, well, do you have any idea of when you will be restocked? And she said tomorrow, which doesn't help us out today for the podcast.
Right. Today's not tomorrow.
But I will say, too, on Popeye's behalf, their dipping sauces, they had quite the menu of different dipping sauces. We went with the Mardi Gras mustard sauce, which I think is quite tasty. So, Chick-fil-A, you just have like the Polynesian sauce or whatever, and that's kind of it. I mean, you think you do have maybe one or two others. But,
they have other choices.
But Popeyes had it seemed to be like 15 different choices. So much so that Moose actually had to take a moment and kind of scan and, weigh the options.
So that was my first time eating at Popeyes ever.
Okay.
I had one of those chicken. I can imagine what a Popeyes chicken sandwich is. I mean, unless it's like some crazy pretzel bun sent by God to us or something. I can imagine what a Popeyes chicken sandwich is going to be. And, okay. The tenders was just okay. I thought it was overbreaded, to be honest, but, that's just me.
Right. Yeah, so I've tasted all four. I mean, are we going into our opinions now? Is that okay?
The world's our oyster.
Yeah. Is the format of the show normally you stuff your guest faces?
This is our first time eating on the podcast.
Do you normally have like so much fried breaded food on the table at the same time?
That's usually not it at all. This is actually our first time going to chain restaurants. This is our first time eating in studios.
Because you guys are normally eating like Hickory established
Hickory established restaurants, no chains, and we just kind of went against the grain.
So you're just wanting us to ride this social media train.
Of course.
Yeah, okay.
We're looking for that fire content, Alan.
I just trying to understand. Right. Okay, good. So so chicken wise, I mean, they're all unique and interesting in their own ways.
All not really that great.
Yeah. Ultimately,
let's be honest.
Ultimately, if you have a choice,
it is fast food.
You go somewhere a little better.
Yeah.
But if you got to go fast food, if you're on the go, you need you got a few minutes. You got $5 in your pocket. You need something.
Sure.
As far as chicken quality goes, I kind of agree. I think Popeyes is a little overbreaded,
right,
and a little too crispy almost.
Sure.
It's just not as comfortable to eat. Wendy's is in its own class. Sorry, Wendy's, but you did not fare well in this competition.
They do have the best social media accounts, though. They do have the most snark.
And I think their burgers are good.
Yeah.
And salads. I like their salads a lot. But between Bojangles, Popeyes, and Chick-fil-A, which is really where I feel the competition is.
Sure.
Bojangles is good. It also suffers maybe a little bit from the overbreadedness, over crispiness. I gotta say, Chick-fil-A's got the recipe right down pat.
Right.
I mean, it's just the right balance of breaded, crispy. The flavor's unique enough that you know it when you taste it.
Right.
I honestly can't really tell the difference between Popeyes and Bojangles.
Okay.
Just chicken-wise, I really can't tell much of a difference.
I think I'm probably
Chick-fil-A. I can totally tell.
I think I'm probably there with you. Unfortunately, we can't taste the sandwich difference because we only have tenders.
Well, I'm just
Popeyes.
focusing on the chicken.
But if you put Popeye's chicken and dumped a bunch of that sauce on there, it would probably go over the top of Bojangles.
Yeah.
But Bojangles is good. Yeah, I think there's no argument. Like you were saying, Wendy's is kind of bottom, but that's not really their thing. So
if we're just like I said, intrinsic face value, what looks the best pleasing to the eye on the sandwich side of things. It's close between Chick-fil-A and Bojangles, I think, just on aesthetic.
Because the bun, I'll give it to Bojangles.
Yeah, for sure.
The bun on Bojangles actually looks pretty good.
Right.
So, aesthetics, I would say Bojangles.
Right. And Bojangles has got always high on my list because I've eaten it my whole life. I love it. It's North Carolina based. If we're going for that sort of thing, that's they're high on the totem pole on that. I think Bojangles fries they got it going on, man. They're
I would agree.
Really
Going into fries now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just staring at them right now. But yeah, they're delicious. The overall ambiance of all the places.
Wendy's has got pretty good fries.
I mean, they're okay. They changed them, though. They changed them in the last 5 or 6 years.
I'm just trying to fight for your Wendy's.
When they started advertising that Himalayan sea salt on them, I'm like, get out of here with that. I just want some taters, man. So,
really? That's something they market? Himalayan sea
they
salt?
marketed Himalayan sea salt on their fries for a minute. I don't know if they still do, sitting here on the studio table like they are.
Yeah.
But, they're okay. If I was going to score this on a normal Andrew Moose Street Circle Drive out of 7 scale, I give all of them very low scores on just taste,
just overall food.
Overall taste. I love a chicken sandwich because it's a great food on the go and this that everything. If I'm going to announce a winner, I'd be afraid to.
You're doing up the draw, 3-way draw.
Yeah, I mean I'll be afraid to eat the Bojangles fries are like far and away my favorite thing on this table. But
fair enough.
I can't separate Chick-fil-A's politics and their taste. I mean, it's just how it is. I just can't. But
so we can bring politics into the show.
Of course we can. I mean, it's the overall thing. Like, who are you going to go spend your money with? Bojangles has got that thing. It's like they're like the stepchild in this fried chicken scenario that we've got going on here. But I think overall, like customer service and things like that, I think Chick-fil-A and Bojangles might be on the same spectrum of customer service. But man, Chick-fil-A, they got their drive-through figured out.
The drive-through at Chick-fil-A is a work of art.
If there's 1,000 people there, you're going to spend 5 minutes no matter what.
Right.
We spent how long in the Popeyes drive-through today?
A while. And there weren't even that many cars. So, yeah.
I left the office, got gas, went to Wendy's, went to Chick-fil-A, got back here before you guys got back from Popeyes.
Right, that's Popeye's fault.
Right.
All right, so
I'm going to weigh in on the fry debate.
Yeah.
I think Wendy's fries are pretty terrible. These are the ones that are sitting in front of me. Bojangles, kind of a new experience for me because usually I just do breakfast if I eat there. Their fries are amazing.
Yeah.
I think they win the fries today. We didn't get any fries from Popeyes, so I can't judge that. But the fries from Bojangles, I think, are definitely the best one. And Chick-fil-A, yeah, it's the waffle fry. They're good. But, Bojangles fries definitely win.
Yeah. If you had to give it if you had to give overall fast food fried chicken a score, we're probably going. I mean, what sandwich did you like the best, Chris?
You say out of 7.
Yeah, you can out of 10, however you want to do it. What do you think was the best chicken sandwich on the table today?
Probably I'd go with.
Tough, isn't it? It's tough.
It is tough. Well, no, it's okay. Probably the Bojangles sandwich. Just because the Chick-fil-A sandwich, while good, there's like lettuce on the Bojangles sandwich. On the Chick-fil-A sandwich, it's your typical, it's the chicken, the bread, the buttered bun, and the 2 pickles, and that's it.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that, but there's just a little bit, it gives you the illusion it's a little healthier, which I know is an illusion. Don't get me wrong. So for that reason, I'd probably give the winner to
Chick-fil-A has chicken sandwiches with lettuce, tomato, and all that.
It does. You're right. You just have to ask for it.
I just got the plain one.
Sure.
Again, I don't feel like maybe this is a quite level playing field across all 4 vendors right now.
So you're saying as a scientific study we would fail?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think the population sample we've drawn accurately represents the fast food population right now. But all right, yeah, and I'm not judging anything based on location of company or politics of company or anything else because, again, I try not to do that. I mean, tying in films.
Sure.
I try not to tie films to their filmmakers.
Right.
Their own personal belief system or their past experiences, whatever. I want to look at the film as a film and not with the filmmaker. Okay. So I'm trying to do the chicken sandwich the same way. I think Chick-fil-A does have the best chicken sandwich. And I do think Bojangles is the best fries.
Yeah.
So that's my vote.
Yep, that's pretty good reviews, guys. I just still can't get over how a chicken sandwich place cannot have chicken sandwiches available to them. I mean, I know it's probably a marketing scheme, but like you got to be pumped. You got to be ready for that. You got to be ready for the influx.
I'll agree with that. I think it is a marketing scheme.
Sure,
definitely. The fact that they run out, I would like to think that they were actually surprised about it. Alan says he thinks it was kind of rigged.
Do you think so?
I think they were surprised, but they were shooting for that. Okay. That was their goal. They knew this was going to be a blitz.
Right.
Anybody who thinks this is some grassroots people who just started going to Popeyes and talking about the sandwich and all of a sudden online blew up and Popeyes is like, oh my gosh, what's going on? No, they knew. They started this. So what did you guys do when they told you they didn't have a chicken sandwich?
Well,
what did you buy?
So that's what we ended up just getting tenders.
Yeah.
Because it was like, well, funny
how that happens. Funny how that happens. They get to pitch their actual core food that they want people to have. Oh, okay. Yeah. Interesting.
Oh, and go figure. You mean guys are going to actually do a podcast about it too?
Oh, you're already in our drive-in line and you've already ordered something that we don't have?
Amazing.
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess look at the rest of the menu and see if there's something there that strikes your fancy.
That's right. Yeah. Speaking about looking at the menus and striking your fancy, guys, tell us a little bit about the film festival that's coming up.
Wow, you can tell you're a well-paid podcast host because that segue was amazing.
Thank you.
We need to take lessons from Moose.
No, you shouldn't.
I got
sure. Chris, could you fill in?
Which, by the way, Moose, I noticed that your thirds of the sandwiches are still kind of hanging out on the table.
Yeah.
So I think.
I ate the Bojangles third. I don't think Alan's ate the Bojangles third.
I've had my third.
Oh, you have?
Uh-oh.
Well, I'll eat another third of the Bojangles then.
Our scientific
if I'm going to eat cold chicken sandwiches, I'm at least going to eat Bojangles.
There you go. So, yeah, we have a film festival.
Trash is going to stay right there.
Wow, that's rough. So we do have a film festival coming September 27th through the 29th to the General Auditorium here in Hickory. And it's part of the General Auditorium, for those not familiar with the area, is at the Salt Block in Hickory, which has an art museum, a science center. It's where the symphony practices and performs and stuff. So it's kind of a really cool arts community there. They let us have the auditorium for the weekend. We hold films there for 3 days, all day Friday, all day Saturday, all day Sunday. We close it out Sunday night with an awards dinner. And we are privileged enough that filmmakers come from out of town, sometimes from overseas, and they come and talk about their films after we screen them, and then the winners then get up and get to accept an award on Sunday night. So it's fun, and it's a lot of different types of films. We have short films, we have feature films, documentaries, narratives, which are fiction films. So it's a lot of fun. And this is the fifth year that we've been doing it.
Fifth year, yep. And I always like keying on the fact, too, that we started the Film Society back in 2006?
2008.
2008. So we're at 11 years now.
Right.
And we started the Film Festival 5 years ago.
Right.
We started it, the whole Film Society, because we wanted the people of Hickory, Catawba County, this area, to have experience getting to see films that aren't coming here naturally through the movie theater chains. Smaller films, independent films, foreign films, documentaries. So that's what we've been doing for 11 years now, is showing those films here locally. The Film Festival really is more of a community gathering. It's a place of just having a great weekend festival experience with visiting filmmakers and kind of compress everything we do out throughout the year into a singular weekend for people to come and enjoy. So that's what we do. But then the other aspect of why we kind of started this whole thing is we want to ultimately help support the film community. So we have a real direct way we do that now, is that we take all of the ticket proceeds from the festival weekend, funnel that into our filmmaker grant program. So every year we are awarding grant money to up-and-coming film projects that are being produced primarily in the state of North Carolina. Last year was the first year we gave out grants from our ticket proceeds the previous year. And so we gave out $10,000 of filmmaker grant, which, in the film community, that can go a long way.
Sure.
You can do some good things with that kind of money. So we helped fund 2 projects that were in development and needing some additional funding to kind of help finish them out and get them out. One of them has been traveling the film festival circuit for the past year and doing great.
Which film is that?
A film called Santiago, and tells a story of a Guatemalan woman who has lived in the United States for like 20 plus years, but she has had to seek asylum at a church in Greensboro because for fear of being deported. Mm-hmm. She's been here a huge portion of her life. She's got children and grandchildren here, and the church in Greensboro wanted to help her have asylum. So she's been living at this church for years now.
Right.
So it was a short documentary about that. But just knowing that, not only are we showing films, which I think is great, to the community, but we're helping in some small way build the film community here in the state. And so we'll be giving out some more grant recipients this year. And then all the money from this year's festival will go into next year's grant program and just keep that cycle going.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Great fluid system you got there. So how many folks do usually come to the festival?
It grows.
Just another Bojangle fry. I'm sorry.
It grows every year. The opening night is always our most popular event, and that's because the way we have that structured is we have an opening selection of films, short films. Then we have a nice reception that's held in the art museum lobby, and then we have people come back if they're daring enough to see some late night shorts. And so that's usually a well attended. We get a lot of independent filmmakers coming to that because short films are like they're hoping that's a launching pad to do features. So a lot more of them are willing to can make it in their schedule to attend the festival, and that's usually we have 300 or so people come to that.
250, 300, somewhere there. I mean, it fills the auditorium nicely. It's a good crowd for that.
So overall, for the full weekend now, do you have a guesstimate on what the?
I mean, I know that we normally sell 12 to 1,400 individual tickets throughout the weekend. Now, people buy multiple tickets and come to multiple films, but I'd say on average, every film has at least 70, 80 people, which. Right.
And they're all week. I mean, it's from Friday night or Friday morning through Sunday afternoon.
Correct.
Just nonstop movies.
Yeah.
So, what movies are you guys having at the festival this year that you're maybe really excited about? Maybe one from each of you.
So, I'll say one of the ones that I think is going to do well because it was actually shot some here in North Carolina, and it's a narrative film, which means it's a fiction film. But it was about a pizza place that's kind of fallen on hard times and is struggling to kind of make do because they're an independent pizza place.
Right.
The name of the film is 8 Slices, and it was shot at an actual pizza place that's somewhere on the eastern coast near the beach. We actually were talking to somebody, and they actually knew the place that that was based on. But it's a good film. It's got some funny stuff to it. Unique for our film festival in the fact that this is actually kind of a PG-rated film. A lot of times at film festivals, independent films, subject matter tends to be kind of heavy. Comedies are kind of hard to come by sometimes.
Right.
But this is actually something that doesn't have any bad language in it. It's actually kind of a, more or less kind of a family film, but it's fun. And it was shot in North Carolina. So that's something we're fortunate to have it. So 8 Slices is kind of something different that you wouldn't see kind of at the big multiplex that we're able to bring.
Yeah, no, that's a good voice. So our spotlight, I'm going to mention two. Can I mention two?
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Our spotlight film is a film that we bring in on Saturday evening at 7 o'clock. And it's one that's not in competition for our awards. We didn't even mention really the awards, but we do give awards at the end of the weekend based on judges who watch all the films in competition and choose the best one of each category. But we show one film that's not in competition because it's one we actually go and reach out to the filmmakers and ask them if we can show their film. And it's a film called Ode to Joy. It's a higher budget film. It's got some bigger stars. It's got Martin Freeman, who you may know from the Sherlock BBC series.
Okay.
He played Watson. He was in the Avengers. I think Black Panther. He's been in some other big movies. He's a recognizable face. But it's a comedy, drama, romantic comedy that he stars in. And it is based on a NPR This American Life story. So it's based on a true story, somewhat fictionalized account of the story. But the idea is that it's a fellow named Charlie struggles with a really acute form of narcolepsy that basically he falls asleep whenever he experiences high level of joy.
Okay.
So you kind of take that idea
Right.
and you add that to a romantic comedy where
Sure.
he falls in love, and
Yeah.
you can imagine it's kind of an interesting story to watch. So that's going to be our 7 or about 7:15. I think we're showing it on Saturday night. That's the one that people aren't going to rate. There's no judging involved. It's truly this is just a great film that Chris and I got to see at the River Run International Film Festival back in April during its world premiere, and just thought it'd be a fun movie to bring, and we think a lot of people would get a kick out of it.
Awesome. Mm-hmm. You said you had a second one.
Oh, yeah, I do. So there's another a film. I'm going to mention a documentary since we haven't mentioned a documentary yet. One that's, I think, is just really a beautiful documentary. It's called Kifaru. It is from Kenya, although the filmmakers are, there's a lot of United States connections on the filmmaker side. But it's following these 2 young Kenyan recruits that
Oh.
are part of a conservationist
thing. It's like a
Conservationist?
Well, they're conservationalist, but they are part of
They
a
work on
conservancy. Conservancy.
Yeah.
Conservancy.
Why can I not say that word?
There's
It's
a
the
glitch in the
Bojangles
matrix right
chicken.
there.
I guess conservative.
It could be the amount of
It's all the
fried
fried
chicken.
food.
Well,
grease
that
in
too.
there,
I am feeling a little bloated at the moment. So, but they take care of rhinos.
Yep.
And this idea is that there's a northern white rhino that they're kind of charged with protecting because it's one of the last ones of its kind. So not only is it a great documentary to see from another country, which is always interesting to see, and you learn a lot, but obviously it's dealing with a kind of a critical issue in their area, which is the extinction or potential extinction of a very necessary animal. So you're following these 2 as they're basically having to take efforts to make sure they're protecting and watching this white rhino. So we think that's going to be an interesting documentary. That's on Sunday at noon. So all the films, you can get individual tickets for, or you can buy a pass for the whole weekend if you don't want to have to pick and choose.
Gotcha. And where can they go find that? The tickets?
FootcandleFilmFestival.com is the website. We sell all the tickets online, and then we also sell them at our monthly film screenings, and I sometimes are just standing on the street corner offering to sell tickets to people if they pull up and want to exchange money, whatever. Whatever it needs to happen to make it happen. I'll drive out to your place of business and bring tickets, whatever. Just tell me.
And as long as the screenings aren't sold out, we will actually be selling tickets day of at the event. So don't know what your weekend's going to be like, but you want to show up on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. We'll likely probably have tickets, and we can sell them to you at the door.
Awesome. So our listeners can go to FootcandleFilmFestival.com and check out schedule of movies, ticket sales, all that good stuff. What kind? Are you guys having Popeye's chicken for the concession, or just only if they have the sandwiches?
I don't know if we had planned on fried chicken for the weekend, but after today's experience, maybe we'll bring in some. I don't know.
Hard pass.
Ooh, I'm already seriously loaded right now.
I don't feel good, guys.
No, I don't feel good at all. This is not my normal.
Terrible idea.
Not my normal nutrition bar or salad for lunch. This is a little rough. So.
Yeah, this podcast is going to be real short.
Can we go home after this?
I think we're going to I'll take personal days and maybe go find a couch or. This was Michael McNally's idea. McNally's our co-host. He had to work or something lame like that.
So basically, he drops the bomb of you need to do a fried chicken competition, and yoink, I'm out.
That's right. So, right. He's like, I want you guys to get diarrhea on Wednesday. Oh, no. And here's the idea. It's so McNally works for Appalachian State, and he had to be up in Boone today. We send our love out to him, but that's about it for.
We'll send him the Wendy's sandwich.
Yeah, we can box this
here
up.
You go.
It'll be waiting for him.
We got this just for you.
Yeah, for sure.
It's all ready to go.
So again, thanks guys for coming on. We really appreciate it to coming on Street Circle Drive. Again, the Footcandle Film Festival is September 27th through the 29th at the Salt Block, and all those films have been announced. You can go find all the details at FootcandleFilmFestival.com. Just a couple different events that are coming to Hickory that I want you guys to be well aware of. So Hickory Downtown is coming along. From what I understand, from what I've heard at Hickory Downtown meetings and Oktoberfest committee meetings, is that it doesn't look like it now, but they say it's going to be done by next Friday.
Wow!
Like for the first sales series event on that's I think it's like September 6th or something like that. I don't want to be skeptical about that, but we'll see. We're nothing but good vibes and good thoughts out to those guys who are working hard to try to get all that stuff done so we can have a brand new green space downtown and to see great music and all that good stuff that comes for the sales series and all the other stuff that happens downtown. Get your Newton. How do you say? Chris, you're a Newton resident. How do they say that?
I guess get your Newton.
Get your Newton?
I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the fine folks at the Catawba, what is it? I forget. The winery. It's I haven't known
Carolina Vines.
Carolina Vines, right? I don't know why I didn't have that in mind. But yeah, Carolina Vines, that's not where they get you Newton is. It's Catawba Farms, right?
Oh. Okay, well, they've done a couple different places. There's actually like a pavilion now in downtown Newton where they do hold some music things. Yeah. But you're talking about, Yeah,
it's Catawba Farms.
Okay,
it's Catawba Farms,
okay.
Yeah. It's every Thursday at 6:30. I think the Dan Staten Band's playing there tonight. That's the reason I saw it. My buddy Marty White plays for that band. And so if you can go back in time after this thing drops and go check it out, do that. But every other Thursday at Catawba Farms in Newton at 6:30, they have folks out there playing music. Hickory Oktoberfest, October 13th or 11th, 12th, and 13th. Food, music, and kids zones, arts and crafts. All kinds of cool vendors out there. Go check that out. LR Fall Athletics are in full swing. Go to lrbears.com for all those schedules. Hickory is alive and bumping. We've got all the fried chicken spots you can possibly imagine. I want to thank the Footcandle Film Society guys for coming. Alan and Chris, appreciate it a bunch.
Oh, thanks for having us.
Yeah, for sure. Alan's got a mouthful of fried chicken, so we're just going to...
I moved on to the fries.
Oh, fries now. Okay, but yeah, be sure to catch their podcast, Footcandle Films podcast, here on themesh.tv. And again, thank y'all for listening. My name is Andrew Moose. And until next time, see you later, Hickory Nuts.
You've been listening to The Mesh, an online media network of shows and programs ranging from business to arts, sports to entertainment, music to community. All programs are available on the website as well as through iTunes and YouTube. Check us out online at themesh.tv. Discover other network shows and give us feedback on what you just heard.